Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, my fellow YouTubers. Welcome to another edition of Airy Sky Riddley's video blog. I'm Airy Sky. So I will be setting up the other computer for screen looking and so forth and so on and blah, blah, blah. So I want to talk to you guys today about what's going on in the world and this week's events. Okay, now I want to tell you my adopted brother, okay, he's annoying, and he basically turns around and let me just say I think that I'm getting to the point where I'm going to basically tell you what I've been trying to tell you all lately. My family messaged me because we were talking about issues while I was on my treadmill, and they said, when does this end? Yeah, when does this end? When does people sit there and realize you got problems in the country? Think about it. You see, I don't want to spend all day talking to you guys about hey Mark, about what's going on. Okay, my family, I'm on my treadmill 90 minutes a day. Okay, I'm trying to lose some weight. I got severe heart problems. I got heavy enough strep. How goes it, Mark? How goes it? Tell me how you doing. Moderator Mark's here to take command, so if anyone gets out of line, he's got the band stick today. Thanks, Mark. So the point is, my family turned around and they are literally saying, when will you, Reverend, speak about this atrocity? Okay, now I'm neutral. All right, I'm the type of person that I don't want violence in my life. I refuse to have violence. But when someone turns around and emails me saying that people in this country are being bitch slapped, and they keep getting bitch slapped enough that they're gonna snap. I'm sorry to say, but here's the thing, okay? We all have to get along, okay? We need to turn down the temperature. Now, I know the guy, a lot of people didn't like the guy, but it was pretty much a political assassination. Now, I feel sorry for the country. I mourn with the country. I also mourn with people who realize that, they want to blame the left for this. I'm sorry to say it, but the guy was apparently a non-registered person who was in a Mormon family, who was, his family was Republican, apparently. I'm saying apparently, okay, allegedly, we don't know. I'm not going to go into details. It's not my job. My job is to just give you the facts. And yeah, you got all these people. This means war. I don't want war. I want to be the basement-dwelling hermit, okay? But here's what my family has said about the whole issue. It goes like this, my friends. You see, my family said you need to talk about both sides of the aisle. All right, now, let me tell you my opinion, okay? My opinion, all right? My opinion goes like this. I love all people. I love Moderator Mark here. My opinion is, we as in citizens, let me move. Can I move this? Oh, okay, there we go. My opinion is that, sorry, my email is going on there. My opinion is this. The left has done a lot of damage, yes, but you cannot blame every person on the left. That is just suicide or, magic make-believe, okay? Thing is I didn't cause this, okay? I don't sit there and say, oh, well, yeah. Now, let me tell you what my family's begged me to do today, okay? And I haven't even had my snack, and I haven't had my lunch, and I haven't had my snack, and I haven't had my dinner. I haven't had anything. I've been sitting here running on a treadmill trying to get my video game fired up so I could play it. But instead, my family says, please, can you get this video done within a few minutes? Yeah, okay. So here goes. You see, the left want to ram down. The left wants to ram down, though. It's our job to be the government's job to be the baby's daddy. If a woman has a baby and daddy's not around, I'm sorry, that is not the government's job. My opinion is basically tax the crap out of the dad until he pays off his debt. Yeah, unfortunately, that's just my opinion. But you have all these people saying, oh yeah, woo, yeah, woo, we need this. Thing is, my family is wanting me to tell you why, what did Mark say? Why they're pissed. Okay, and I'm pissed. I'm pissed because I got everyone around me basically wanting to blame the left. I'm not going to take that. I want to tell you what I want to blame, okay? One kid with a weapon shouldn't have done it. I'm a minister. People turn around, hey, Moderator Trent, good to see you. My opinion is this. My family said, and I quote, the reason they left a blue state, and I'm going to tell you the story so you understand the pretense of what's going on between Republicans and MAGA's opinions, okay? And then I'm going to connect the dots to the rest, okay? And then, if you have any questions or concerns or negativity or whatnot, you're free to give it. I'm not going to basically sit there and, unless the moderators think that you get out of hand, I'm basically going to state my opinion, okay? And you're entitled to your own. My opinion is this. The left shouldn't be blamed for everything, okay? Now, the left has been blamed for a lot of things, yes, but the problem is the right wants to basically say the left is the problem. I give it 50-50. Remember, I'm neutral. I am for God, but I'm not for politics. But I don't want a civil war. I don't want a nuclear war. I don't want World War III by itself. Everything is going on to the other things in the world. However, when it comes... Gotta go. Good seeing you. Talk to you later. Yeah, talk to you later. Yeah, exactly, Trent. Rest in peace, Charlie. Now, as I said, he had a family, 2 children, and a wife. It's like, this could cause civil war, which I don't want, and Trent probably doesn't want, and my adopted brother, who I'm going to get involved in, saying doesn't want, but my adopted brother turns around and says, in an email, which I basically put into his adopted brother folder, so I don't have to see it, but this is what triggered me to make this video, as well as my family when I told them. And it goes like this. Excuse me, I'm just trying to find where my brush is real quick. I just had a shower, by the way. And I haven't eaten anything, and I'd like to get to my new game that Chloe got me, so please bear with me because I'm grumpy. I haven't gamed in several weeks. By the way, Chloe's in her new safety place, so praise the Lord. So the bottom line is this guy has a family. All of a sudden, one kid. It takes 30 hours to find him. 30, 33, whatever, right? Now, a lot of people say, oh, well, the FBI botched it. I don't care if the FBI botched it. What I care for is this. My family said, Rita, please, Reverend Rita, I beg you. A lot of people in the Republican and conservative and MAGA families, they don't want to support the disabled. They don't want to support the elderly. They don't want to support these people. So when you hear someone say, oh yeah, take away Social Security, we don't need it. I know a Republican in Eastern Washington on Social Security that would rather be working, but they can't, so they always say, take away my benefits. Why? Because, they think that, and so when you have as they dubbed it, let me see, did Trent say anything? Never trust government. Thank you, Trent. Thank you. So what happens? My family says, please, Rita, tell the truth. My truth is this. I love all of you. I love Trent too, by the way. And usually the reason I don't do videos is my stepbrother's like, oh, are you afraid? Okay, let's put it this way. Let me ask Trent here and others watching this channel. Do you think I should feel afraid? I only go out to walk my dog 4 times a day. I'm on a treadmill. I bring in my groceries twice a month. I don't leave my house. What's that tell you? Because I hear my family say, you only got 39 more months. Every month I'm alive. Yeah, but here's the kicker. I love all of you. But I can't stand around and hear someone say, oh, well, you bitch slap us enough. We're going to take up arms and we're going to do this. I don't support violence. Violence is not in us. I was raised that we can have agreements. We can agree to disagree, but we shouldn't be taking up arms. And yet, you hear these people, oh, well, guess what? From my family's own point of view, they begged me to tell you this story. The reason they left a blue state. They didn't want to pay for, well, let's just break it down. Government's forcing them to make them pay for people on food stamps. Free, well, what do we got? Free phone service. Food stamps and phone service. SSI, SSDI, SSR, SSS. My family said by the time they retire, there is negative money there. No money. But guess what? They said they got tired of paying for freeloaders, okay? So they turned around and they moved to a red state. A red state. Now, I know a family member, okay, that's worried. They have, like, help with Medicaid and help with food stamps and other things. I'm not going to go into details. From what I understand, one of my second cousins has heart disease. Well, was born with a heart defect. They had to go all over the country to get him taken care of. That health care could be taken away, and that little boy possibly could die. But guess what? Republicans, like others, oh, well, it doesn't matter to me. I don't care. Just give me my Social Security, disability, insurance benefits. I'm not talking about anyone in particular. I'm just basically throwing that out there. These people are only thinking about what they can have now. I want peace. I'm a basement-dwelling hermit, and yet my family says, tell the truth, Rita. Tell them why these people. Now, the reason I'm here today is you got all these Republicans. I love you all. Doesn't matter if you're Republican or a Democrat. Jesus in the Bible, my new Bible, by the way. Jesus in the Bible, love the color, by the way. Read the red. Pick out the red. Anyone who claims that they're Republican, I encourage you to go and read the 4 Gospels and Acts of the Apostles, and that'll tell you who Jesus truly is. But I'm not here to preach about Jesus today. I'm here to tell you about the most important thing, and that is my family thinks, by the way, I had to pay some decent money the other day for this. This is the Jehovah's Witness version. My family, one of my extended family friends was like, oh, have you read that one yet? Well, I fell in love with the size of the book. The bigger one, I just couldn't comprehend, but they updated it and made it smaller. Well, I keep this in my pocket, and I'll tell you why. Anyways, point is, my friends, here's the problem. You got all these people that say, oh, well, you know, I'm a Republican, I'm MAGA, I want the Dems to pay, we want to own the libs, we want to take away Social Security. Okay, cool. Then what are you going to replace Social Security with? And then they say, oh, Donald Trump doesn't want to take away Social Security. That's cool, too. See, I'm not here to argue about Donald Trump. I'm here about these true people, like my family members, that says they don't want to take care of freeloaders. Yeah, no freeloaders. Take away, okay, so how about we do this, okay? How about we basically come to a compromise? MAGA and Republicans and independents and conservatives. Why not? Oh, hold on a sec. What we got here? Yeah, but only if you're not disabled, Trent. That's the problem. Problem is if you are disabled, they rubber stamp you for food stamps. I mean, look at my adopted brother, okay? I'm not going to give his name. $226 a month on SSI. Now, I'm not going to give you his problem, but my family, when I told them the story about, you know, Trent, what's going on in the world, I'll tell you. There's a lot of hate, okay? I love all people. Now, let me tell you why I don't like the left, okay? Now, they say, oh, well, you know, my adopted brother says he's entitled. Oh, yeah, okay. Until you tell some redneck goon that's armed with whatever, you know, the thing is we're not entitled. We're only entitled to what God gives us. Yeah, God gives, God taketh away. Now, I'm not here to preach the Lord. I can preach the Lord all day. You're here to hear the opinion. A lot of these MAGA, conservatives, Republicans, independents that don't swing and they're more Republican, they don't want government phone service. They don't want their tax dollars paying for it. I mean, I could believe it. I mean, if we take away the phone service, then they don't have a phone. Well, a lot of people say, well, they need a phone because they can't make phone calls to doctor's appointments. Yeah, well, let's just argue there for a minute. Is it the government's job to pay for your phone service? I've said this many times over. Is it the government's job? So there's a guy I know who claims that he's disabled. Yeah, he is. He is. But here's the problem with disabled people. MAGA, conservatives, Republicans, they don't want to pay for the disabled. They don't want to pay for the elderly. They don't want to pay for the cancer-stricken. They want a lot of people to die. Now, Moderator Pee-wee, if she was here, would say, most of the Republicans think of others that are on disability worthless. See, I'm quoting right there with my finger. Worthless eaters. Think about it. Think about it. So, when you sit there and you say, oh, well, you know, we can't take enough, really? Here's what the problem is, okay? Why don't we make it a deal? All right, how about we do this? We basically divide it up. Red states can go their separate ways. Blue states can make their own country. We'd have freedom and peace. But that won't work. So we have to coexist somehow. But when you got one side going, oh, yeah, we can't afford anything because we got to pay for your sorry ass. Well, why don't you think about that next time you sit there and you're disabled? You're disabled. Yet you're a disabled Republican. A disabled Republican, when most people, and my cousin told me to slam this down today and blow it to the top of the screen. Trent's probably sitting there going, oh my God, what's she going to say next? That if you're a Republican, why are you on disability? Well, I paid into it, so it's mine. Think about it. Now, people think I'm a Democrat, but if you ever check, I'm a registered Republican. But I'm getting to the point where I'm pissed off. And now let me explain why I'm pissed off, okay? It doesn't have to do with you. It has to do with the Democrats, okay? The blue problem. And that is saying something. And Trent's sitting there going, uh-oh. If the boss is speaking, we better be listening. It is a scary time, my friend Trent, but I'm glad you are truly here to witness what we're seeing, okay? Now, like I said, I'm kind of hungry, so I want to speed this up, but I'm here for you guys too, so. You see, my stepbrother the other day demanded to know numbers, okay? Let me just show you something, okay? So you guys can understand. He says, oh, you need to be on a spreadsheet. Spend more time on spreadsheets. Why don't you spend more time on spreadsheets? Because I don't need to spend more time on spreadsheets. I'll tell you what I spend time on. Whoops. I'm in a good mood today, by the way, people. So, these are the budget ledgers. All of the stuff, all the groceries, everything spent. In here. Why do I need to keep a spreadsheet? Oh, because apparently my stepbrother is so damn bored he wants to know everything we're spending money on. Right now, let me tell you what I'm spending money on. Nothing. Yeah. Nothing. Nada. Why? Because frankly, the freezers are full. Yeah, the freezer's full. And yet, well, let me ask you, Trent, do you think it's your business where how much food I have? And how much groceries I'm spending per month when someone says, oh, look, I got $226 a month in food stamps. And yet, person's almost elderly on SSI. And yet, it's his job to know what I'm making for food. Some months it's $100. Some months it's $900. It just depends on how low the freezer is. And by the way, Trent, so we're on the same page, brother. It also depends on how much I have to restock the freezer and what I want to eat. You see, he can't just sit there and say, oh, well, you need a stroke. What I need is game time before I have a stroke. That's the next thing the doctor's trying to test me on it. But guess what? I'm here today to tell you guys that if you're disabled, they want to take away that disability. And I'm not talking about the federal government, even though Trent says he can't trust the government. I'm talking about the general people that wish for things. Listen to what I told my stepbrother, my father-in-law the other day. I mean, he thinks every MAGA dipshit, that's his opinion. That's what he said. Not me. I'm neutral. wants a dictator. All right, cool. Yeah, that's great. Maybe it'll benefit the country. Who knows, right? Then he says that same thing. People want... See, here's the problem, okay? I want everyone to lower the temperature. I don't ram down my opinions, okay? I'm here to talk about prepping. That's the other thing we're going to go into, is prepping. Oh, what now? Oh, great. Someone messaged me about something. Hold on. Damn. Never mind. Never mind. So, anyways, bad news for me, but oh well, right? So let's continue. Most people don't want poor people in the MAGA, the Democrat, the MAGAs don't want the Democrats to ram down things. And I agree. But at the same time, we have a lot of problems with Democrats. Fraud, waste, and abuse, fraud, waste, and abuse, fraud, waste, and abuse, fraud, waste, and abuse. Yeah. So, my point, it's not good. Yeah, not good at all. Yeah. Not good at all. And why do I say that? Because they don't want people on disability. That is what I'm here to say. They have their own one-sided opinion. And if you're basically MAGA and you think you're entitled to your benefits, eventually they may take them away. Why do you think I'm telling you guys? Prep. We're in a situation where you got to prep. Prep for nuclear war. Prep for a civil war, possibly. Prep for World War III. Yeah. Yeah. Point is that is what you need to do. I just want to live as a basement dwelling hermit right now with all the health issues I have. And now I'm going to be under a lot of stress today. So, you guys get my opinion. So, anyways. My opinion is we need some civility right now. We don't need to cause war for each other. And we don't need to have it one-sided where one side is attacking the other, blaming the other. I mean, look. Thing is we could sit there and we could turn around and we could basically turn around and do a lot of stuff. But my opinion is, can't we all get along? No, because people want to sit there and say, oh, well, it's your fault. I'm not a Democrat. Thing is, I'm a registered Republican, but I'm tired of people turning around and wanting to say, oh, well, look, if it makes you feel better, put in a bill to take away the government phones. We don't need the government phones. And if that doesn't work, put in a bill to take away everyone's food stamps. Maybe that'll make you feel better. And if that doesn't work, put in a bill to take away everyone's SSI, SSDI, SSR, and be done away with it. Let the states handle it if you're that damn bitter. But please, we all need to come together somehow. And frankly, there's a lot of people out there in the democratic world that sees handouts. and believe that believes that they're entitled. So, with that said, everyone, I don't want to continue this video, but you get my opinion. People these days either are going to be one-sided or the other. And if you can't be neutral, and you can't basically say enough's enough, and say I don't want to hear it because frankly you got one person or two people or 10 people. I got neighbors. I don't even want to talk about this. I got neighbors. Neighbors literally turning around and they're literally wanting blacks and Hispanics deported. Yeah, think about it. What type of Christian are you if you want that? Yeah. What type of Christian are you if you want to basically say you're entitled, but someone else isn't? So whatever God gives you, be blessed. Yeah. In the meantime, I may do another video later. But I need some time to make some food and to unwind. So, that's all I want to say. Please add and subscribe. Please post comments, leave feedback, suggestions. Hit the like, subscribe button. It's also fun for your family, including your dogs, your cats, your bunnies, your service dogs, your service bunnies. The bell notification, thumbs up button, subscribe button. Keep the comments.